Hey,
Hello, everybody.
hey,
Hello, and
everybody.
welcome to another episode of Big World Small Talk. I
Hey,
think we're on episode 38 now.
I've
How's
got a
that
huge
going?
delay on my phone. Is that a big delay, or is it?
Right. Okay. So
That looks like a delay.
we can hear you. Okay. Now, as comedians, we should all be adding delays to our own sentences because we're piss takers, but let's not. So my name is Lucy Orchard. I am in the best place in the UK, in Devon, mid-Devon that is. We've got Liam Bukowski, who has left Malaysia and is now in sunny Liverpool-isk. And then we've got Luke Honnoraty, he's up the road in North Devon. So, I mean, you know, it really is a medium-sized world. You couldn't walk it. That's my argument. Couldn't walk it. So first of all, Leon, how have you been? You've just come from a show. What have you done?
Yeah, so I just did shout out to the show I've just done, which I've forgotten the name of. It was really good though. It was a great show that I have just done. Here we go. It is fantastic.
Oh, the professionalism.
Show with Zach Williams. I forgot what it's called. It's a great show with Zach Williams. It was really good fun. I will shout it out next week when I remember what it was. But it was really good. Podcasting.
I did think I was it.
Thanks, Zach.
Enough about you then, Leon, because we don't know if you know any of the next answers, like how are you, and what you're up to. So looking to my left, Luke, how are you, darling? We haven't had you on the show this year. You've just moved house. Everything good with you?
Yeah, mate, all good. Yeah, been good. Been at hospital this weekend with my daughter because she broke her foot. So that was fun. But I tell you what, A&E was empty. So there was no one there. I just literally breezed it. Went in, got an x-ray straight out. We were there for like 3 hours, if that. And normally A&E is like 10-hour wait, isn't it? So buzzing. I mean, she wasn't buzzing, but I was buzzing at the time. The timing was good. Yeah.
Sitting in a large space with empty chairs and must be performing during COVID.
Very much so, yeah. But when did I last do the show? Had I done the show where I'd done the gig in Portsmouth?
Yes. Yeah, we've done the 3,000-seater venue that's had like 36 people in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where was that in?
Guildhall in Portsmouth.
I think
when that was Civilization,
in Sydney. Yeah, in Sydney, what they've started doing is the orchestra's still going ahead, but they're putting potted plants in the seats and then giving the seats to people, giving the plants to people in need. That's a tenuous charity, isn't it? Like, you've lost your job, you're locked down, there's a pandemic going on. Look, here's an aloe vera from the Royal Opera House.
Yeah. What's that, mate? You haven't eaten in weeks. Here's a cactus. Enjoy that, mate. And you don't even need to water it. And you said earlier you didn't have any water, so I mean, this is perfect for you, really. Both of you won't eat.
Was it the football where they put like cutouts of people? People put like Harry Chipman and Harold Chipman and all that. That was a quality. That's a good idea. Put all kind of weird people in it. Fill the seats. It was all kind of Harold Chipman was somewhere with loads of weird people.
Fred West and Rose. Oh, look at them.
All in there. Might have been big football
fans. The Wests are prolific football fans.
Yeah. Do you know what Rose West used to come from here? North Devon.
Oh, from Devon.
Not my house. No.
She was in my living room. I kicked her out.
Yeah, Rose West used to live in North Devon, and Fred West used to come here on holiday. So there you are, mate.
You're not selling it. They don't put that on the tourist board, do they? Favourite song.
Well, they do. But if they did, perhaps, no, who wouldn't come here for that, would they? So, you say on a swing, did you, back in the day? Oh, yeah, go on then.
There's a little village down the road from here called Bradninch. Big up to all the Bradninch massive you're watching. But I went to view a property about 4 or 5 years ago, and driving through, there was big tents, police tents, and like soccos walking around And it turns out that the Wests had friends in Bradninch they used to visit, and they were like, not quite sure he may have left something at their house.
Do you mind first?
Can you imagine that if he'd actually killed someone on holiday and then Rose just went, he's always working. Always working.
You're not going to go for 1 week. Take a man off the job.
Why are you stoning people's heads in? Oh, you just on the neighbour's patio, have you, Fred? I know exactly what you've been up to, mate.
You come back and they go, this garden's lovely. You've done the garden. What's that about?
Yeah. Do you see that Fred guy? He's just done us some decking.
I wouldn't mind. We only went out for the day. We went out at 10. We came back out.
I was going to go tell Marie next door, but she hadn't been around for ages. I don't know where she's off to, but...
She's got off milk as well. Look at all the milk outside the house. She must not like milk anymore. Maybe she's lactose intolerant now. She should cancel it, really.
Yeah. Oh,
but the serious message is from everybody in Devon: when you come here, please take everything home with you. Don't leave it here. You know, we don't need it.
Yeah, definitely.
It has been it's been a cold one here. I know we try not to talk about the weather, but it's fucking freezing. We had a little bit of snow, but my friend's currently driving her truck in Germany, and she thought she was going to be snowed under. All these pictures before she went to bed, going, "Oh, that's what it looks like now. It's going to be full." Woke up in the morning, about an inch of snow. Stop whinging.
That shut Devon down.
Get on with it. I know. For people that aren't very familiar with the UK geography, between where I live and where Luke lives, is a road called the North Devon Link Road. And if it's snowing and we haven't got a lot of salt for the road, we just don't bother salting it. So the only way to get to where Luke is, they just sort of go, "Nah, fuck it, it's fine."
And the road up to my house is like vertical and is about half a mile long, and it's a private road, so they don't grit it. And when it snowed the other week, I was halfway down the hill, and then the car just slid, and I just slid all the way down the hill, just thinking, well, this could end badly. While I'm sliding, I'm googling, is this covered under insurance? And it was. So
Woo, sit back.
I didn't crash though. The Ford Focus, the dodgy Focus I bought.
But that shows your integrity, Luke. It wasn't that as you were sliding, you were live streaming it for your followers on Luke Honnoraty.
Yeah, that's proper. Like, keep the fans in touch.
No, but I like the way that your insurance covers Googling and crashing. I love to Google and crash at the same time.
Hey, private road, I can do what I want.
Like, you ring up the insurance company and they're like, "How did you know this was covered?" "Well, I looked it up as I was sliding." "Oh, using your phone, you're completely invalid."
Yeah.
It's a private road. Come get us.
Surprised you had phone signal up there, to be honest. I mean, we're terrible down here.
Look at your Christmas lights up.
Well, no, now I have fairy lights that once December's over, they're no longer Christmas lights, they're fairy lights. So they're not festive, they're ambience. I do have my full Christmas tree still up, and I'm not ashamed of it. I've had a really good start to the new year, and the tree has become my therapy tree. So if I was allowed to catch a plane, I'd have to take it for an extra seat. It's the only thing keeping me going at the moment. Pretty lights and sparkly things. I just sit there rocking back and forth staring at it at the moment.
The year hasn't started yet.
No. Mate. We're in February, but I still think it's 2020. We've got me and George Mac. It's a fairy tree. Lockdown is lockdown. We're all under pretty similar sanctions. We don't know when it's going to change. We've got hope. We've got faith. I know that there's a comedy in South Bend, Indiana that I do a lot of online comedy with, and they've launched their reopening. So they're going to have people inside a venue.
What?
It's amazing. I know. It's with it. They've spent a lot of money doing that, but I know there are places out there. So please get in touch. Send us pictures of what it looks like. People standing near each other.
Yeah. Do you know what? I watch things like TV programs that were made before COVID, and when you get people just walk up and hug someone or kiss someone, like, fucking hell, mate, back it up. What are you doing? With all your confidence, just walking over, talking to people. Like, it's so weird now seeing people act normal when we're in a pandemic. Like, you watch an old program, and it's like you're like hesitant. Like, boy, are you all right to be in that house that doesn't belong to you? It's like really odd. But I'm sure we'll get past it. But
it's like
about half an hour ago, I was watching a TV program, and somebody on the phone, and they went, "Oh, you speak to them," and they just handed the phone, and I was like, "They didn't wipe it down."
Smoking
They
gun.
haven't got any sanitizer gel in their house. Monsters. Have you been watching that Australia? You guys?
Yeah, live in Australia.
Is it Married at First Sight in Australia?
Yeah. It's so good. Leon, are you a fan? Did you watch that?
No, I haven't watched that. Is it good?
It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Basically, what they do is, I remember Married at First Sight when it first came out, and it was about, and they'd be like, Graham is 40 and he's never had a girlfriend. And you're like, oh, Graham. Karen is 40 and, you know, broken up with her husband. These people match in personalities. Let's put them together. And it worked, but it didn't get popular views. And then it goes to Australia, and the producer's just like, yeah, sure, Brian matches with Stacey over here, but what we really need is Brian to be in a domestic abuse relationship with another female. And they're just putting these people together that don't mix, that are aggressive. This one woman, she's not only threatened her boyfriend, she's been like threatening other women in the show. She grabbed a woman by the neck, and it's like, who's not gone, oh, look at that, she's got a hell of a criminal record. Put her in.
That's what you want.
Get her in there. and now they've got people cheating on each other in the show, like actually having an affair with another couple. It's mental, absolutely mental.
It sounds crazy. They pick up all kinds here. Forget COVID.
Yeah, well, it was filmed a couple of years ago because when I was watching that, I was a bit like, oh bloody hell, look at you touching lips, you monsters. It's really good. I love it.
Oh yeah. No, I do.
I've heard though, it's like there's like 10 different couples, and they spend about 30 grand on each wedding. Like the production of the show, it's just astronomical. It's not cheap.
Yeah. No, that's just a wedding, isn't it? That's so expensive.
I'd be tempted if they're going to pay for that and just, go down, get to Australia, get the wedding, and then you meet someone, you go, all right, I just did it for the show. What do you do it for?
Yeah.
It's nice, yeah. It's like the I'm a Celebrity when they all got to go to Wales together. You know what I mean? They're like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to Wales? I've got to Wales. We'll go to Wales. We'll go to Castle. There you go.
How easy is that?
Not Australia this year? No, you got to go to Wales. All right, okay. At least we can all get drinking of a party and stuff, I suppose.
What annoyed me was they picked Wales in a castle, and it was nice. Like, if you're properly going to do I'm a Celebrity, get me out of it, book them into Butlins Minehead for a 2-week holiday. That is TV. What's your bush tucker trial? You've got
But
to
not the
chalet. Chavs taking shit in. Go for it, guys. That's your bush tucker trial today, mate. Clean the chalets after a stag party, dressed as Smurfs, and painted the walls and pissed on the carpets. You go sleep in there. But if you don't stay all night, you don't get 10 stars. And there's everybody's like, get me out of here. I can smell STIs on the door handle.
We've got 40 girls from a hen party. You're the only person behind the bar.
Yeah, exactly. No,
if any of the drinks
play the
run
role
dry,
of
you're out. Should any girl be without a drink? Consider yourself failed.
Oh god!
You've got to put your hand through this hole, and
it's incredible. They're like, this hen.
You've got to put your hand through a hole.
And it's just Sticky Vicky or something.
Oh, I missed that, Lucy. What was that?
Oh, what about? I was going to say Sheila from South Shields is on 3 cans of Carling, and she's on the other side of that room, and she's got the star on her. All your best.
And what's worse is it's going through a chain through hoops on their nipples, and they're just shaking, trying to get the thing off like that. Don't anger her. Don't make eye contact with Sheila, because she'll kick off. She'll kick off. Yes, a 60-year-old woman shouldn't be wearing a thong and bending over, but she's done it. She's done it, and you're going to have to work with it. Because you're going to have to earn the star. Otherwise, instead of having nice food, you're going to have burgers and chips and butlins. All right?
You're going to eat with them.
Oh, your soybeans and rice, mate. This is kicking off.
All these people have been drinking for the last 4 days. And they've now had a little nap. Get across the floor without touching anyone or waking them up.
Yeah. And remember, if Gary's tag goes off, everyone's waking up. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, God! Oh. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of there.
I actually helped organise a gig in Butlins Minehead, and it was mainly techno, with a little bit of reggae. We had Africa Pumbata, who was a big name in the industry, who only wanted probiotic food, and he also wanted some organic watermelon juice. And I was like, this is Butlins Minehead. Do you want KFC? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Do you know, I'm one of those people.
We haven't got that up here.
I'm a pain in the ass on riders. Honestly, I'm one of those acts because I've got celiac disease, and I was a vegan. Like literally, I'm that guy that everyone hates on Come Dine With Me.
Yeah.
What, I eat it every day. What's wrong with you?
I
will move on. We'll move on to the game very soon. You got a rider like that. Someone stresses out all day, and then you go, "It's all right. I brought me lunch with me." Such a knob.
But I do.
Just leave it.
What I do is I just don't give them the rider. When they ask me, I just go, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll sort myself out." Because it's just so much easier than someone saying, "Come on, Luke, we'll do your food, mate." You won't.
I thought you were going to say you just tell them when you get there. I didn't send it earlier.
No, guys. I'll eat it, and then I'll use your portable, mate. Because that's what you're going to do to this night. You've caused this. You should have assumed I was celiac.
A little tip to all the performers watching: if you choose not to have a rider on your hospitality budget, you do get that money put on your fee. So think about it. Ooh. Ordering all the champagne, it just comes out of your fee.
That's true as well.
Yeah. Right. It's time to start the question. We'll just gab all night. It's supposed as though we've all been locked. It's like we've all been locked in and we haven't had anyone to talk to.
It's like our therapy, this. So how have you been coping?
Do you know, I'm not good with my hair. I haven't had a haircut. I only have a haircut every 2 weeks.
Mine's going outward. Mine's going up and growing up, it's just going out.
Mine's going out on the sides. Yeah, it's not good.
I'm getting close to Rapunzel, which is it just keeps growing longer and longer and longer. Right. So my first question is, you can have a car off any TV show or any mode of transport. Let's open it up. You can have any mode of transport off a TV show. What's it going to be?
See, I'd be tempted to have the Uber car that picks up the people that win I'm a Millionaire, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and drives them to their house so I know where they live. So they've just won $1 million. I'm the driver. I drive them home. And I say, did you have a nice ride? Did you just win $1 million, did you? Oh, I'm having a terrible lot of trouble with money, me.
You're scaring the shit out of me, mate.
So I'll be back next week. Just email them. I forgot to say, I'm on the social medias. Do you think I should give your address out? There's loads of people that really need lots of help and charities that would really appreciate some of that £1 million you won.
What I love, Leon, is not the story. It's your hysterical laugh afterwards, even though it's really sinister.
And that's what I'd do in the car. That's what I'd be like in the car. I'm not even an Uber driver.
He just sat there. Probably
Yeah,
going to kill you. Probably going to kill you for that money.
Do you really need them shoes now? You're a millionaire.
When you started this show, Leon, you sounded really, because Leon's got so many different backgrounds, like where he grew up, where he's lived. He sounded really Scottish at the very beginning of the show. The minute he started talking like that, could you hear Scouse? I heard Scouse. He was like, yeah,
That's why. See, that's why my accent moves around. You see, so no one can pin me down. They go, "Where was it? Where was he from? This guy that scammed the Uber driver." I don't know. Cause I thought it was Scotland. Then it maybe was Liverpool. Could have been anywhere, really.
I think if I could have any car from any show, it would be Hyacinth Bouquet's Rover, just because it was so looked after. Richard was always cleaning it. He was always hoovering it, polishing it. And Hyacinth would look out the window and he'd be there. And it was a lovely blue. It's like a sky blue, metallic, lovely car. Really, and it had that walnut finish on the dash as well. So, I mean, that's a proper car.
It's worth marrying Hyacinth just for it, isn't it? That's probably how Richard got together with her.
Yeah,
I've got this
She's
car.
sort of polishing up an old MG Maestro. It was like, oh, is that a Maestro Turbo, Richard?
she can be difficult, but let's go for a little drive. Calm down.
So yeah, that'd be my car.
For me, it's going to have to be choice. I'm going to go with, because of parking, I'm going to have to go with Bumblebee from Transformers, because I like to drink while somebody else drives.
I thought you were about to say because I'm about to drink and drive then, and I was like, oh, from a lorry driver, that's pretty scary.
But just imagine you're absolutely drunk and you're driving, your car's driving along, and it starts talking to you, and then it gets to your house and transforms into a giant robot. You'd be like, "That's it. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not drinking anymore."
That's when you quit drinking, innit? That's the day.
That's it.
Just went, that was.
So why'd you come to? Why have you joined the AA? Well. Alcoholics Anonymous. I tried ringing the first AA because I said there's something wrong with my car. They said try the other AA because you're hallucinating.
Like, I'd obviously want to go Optimus Prime, but parking is such an issue, and it's just yes, he's the daddy.
He's
no,
not
not
he can
me.
just stand up. He can just go on his tiptoes and go between two cars.
Bumblebee can drop you off right where you need to be, but Optimus Prime, you've got to think about weight limits, low bridges.
He can fly as well. Just jump on his back. He'll fly you there. That's why I never understood about Transformers. They would they disguise themselves as trucks, and you think, all right, and then they drive along, and then they can also fly and also be giant robots when they could probably run twice as fast or fly. It makes absolutely no sense. The whole concept of it makes no sense. No. And why are they in disguise? They're not in disguise. It's the stupidest disguise ever. A giant truck. Like, whenever you want, what are they going to disguise a giant truck? Where can you hide as a giant truck? Car parks, outside buildings. That's it. You can't even hide in a jungle because people flying across the top would go, oh, look, there's a giant bloody truck in the middle of that jungle. It must be one of them Transformers.
When I watched Bumblebee the movie, I don't know which actor did the voice for it, but I would spend the whole time drunk and flirting with the voice. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? How's the temperature? Hot.
Start putting nice music on in the car. Oh, have you got there a bit, Marvin Gaye? Just Marvin Gaye, mate. You do the driving, I'll be the DJ. We'll see where this goes. There's only one way this is ending. It's going to be messy.
Hey, he's always going to have lube on it.
Kit for Night Rider. Taxi for life. I
don't know. I always thought Kit was a bit sarcastic.
Yeah, Kit was well cocky. I was about to say that, Leon.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, he was getting involved in some pretty cool shit. He could have been a taxi. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But they took him on. They made him, Night Rider. Yeah. And then he was all just like, "Are you sure, Michael?" It's like, don't get cocky, mate.
And the driver.
Fuck you up the whole day.
You want to go to car wash later or not?
I mean, if you had to choose between Bumblebee and Herbie, Herbie was a dick. There's no way I'd fucking choose Herbie. He just loco.
Yeah.
Herbie was pretty shit.
But that's what happens when you spend time with Lindsay Lohan.
They both got on it, didn't they? They both basically just got addicted to stuff. They were both...
even as an addict, she's hot. You know what I mean? You look at it and go, oh,
black heart. I like it.
That's a scar running around her face. Oh, she is something else.
Spew it up, love. We can carry the thing on. Don't worry.
Have you got your bag of questions? I'm assuming you're still using props you've nicked off your daughter. A pink bag. There we go. Most probably having kids, you can't steal off them.
Here we go.
Well, it's yours. You bought it.
It's me, really, actually. That's my main bag. Okay, so if you could live in a movie, what movie would it be? So you can live in a movie. You can only live in the scenes in the movie. What movie would it be and why?
Goodfellas.
It's a bit. If you ever see people getting shot, you wouldn't be bothered just standing there going, I'm used to it now.
Well, I'll be there in the early days. I know what's going to happen here. I know what's going to happen here. I've seen this. You watch in a minute, they're going to put a load of fur coats at the back of that lorry. Fucking told you so, didn't I? Look at that. Though, I'd be like Joe Pesci's best mate. Like Ray could just back off, and then it'd be me and Joe Pesci, and then people like laugh in pubs, and I'd be like, "What? You think I'm funny? Funny how?" And then Joe would be like, "I was going to say that," and I'm like, "We're like blood brothers. Like I don't know how you knew I was going to say that," and then like we just know what's going on here.
Best friends.
Yeah, Goodfellas. Plus loads of pizza. I love pizza.
Yeah.
It's gluten free.
That would be good. They do eat a lot in that movie, don't they? So you wouldn't go hungry.
Oh yeah. Go on then, Lucy. Just think.
Clueless.
Hang around. So
we need to know why.
I would just before you say this. Remember, it's a bunch of school kids. So you want to hang around with a bunch of. Remember.
That's exactly what I just thought. What's that?
It's all being recorded.
All right, Lucy, that sounds pretty weird.
Just remember, this may be used at a later date.
Which city? I just work in the shopping mall. You know when they go to the shopping mall, they close. I just work there. Just go, oh, hello. When she bought the little mini skirt, that scene, that's me.
That's the only bit I want to do. That's it. Only that one bit.
That's it.
In the changing room with the little teenage kids.
Okay. In my head, when you said Goodfellas, I thought, oh, Bugsy Malone, but I fucking hate kids. And then I chose Clueless, which was basically just older. It's simple. Go on then. For the mixture of the buildings and everything, because I mean, with Clueless, I like the automatic wardrobe because I hate organising. I just hate organising my wardrobe and choosing stuff. To have like AI that goes, Lucy, wear these for the day, and like a massive house with 2 staircases, one for up and one for down. Come on, that is a nice. And Dion's
I've just realised I need to change my film. If I could be in one film, it would be Grease 2, and I would be Michael. I would be Michael Carrington on the motorbike, and like they'd be like, "Who's that guy?" And I'd be really excited. Like, it's me, but I won't say that. I'll just play it cool, and I'll be like,
"I'd love you to say that. It's me."
I'm not at the motorbike station. Right, Michelle, hop on, man. Use my actor name, Luke, not my real name. R5, stay on. I'm the bloody cool rider here, mate. Let's go.
See, both of you just remind me of remember the Fonz in Happy Days, which seemed normal at the time, but when you think about it, he basically hanged around with teenagers, and when he wanted to talk to them, he took them into the toilet, which was his office. I mean, nowadays. Hey.
Okay. Go. Did you that teenager in the loo? Hey. Oh, sorry, mate.
You picked up four girls from school. Here we go. That guy's crazy. That guy.
If I had to choose again, then no kids, then I choose just for the properties. I think I choose First Wives Clubs because I would like nice wife clubs, and I'd like Diane Keaton to be my friend.
That's a nice film.
Yeah.
Liam, about you? Come on, come on. It's going to be Good Morning Vietnam. No.
It's a bit hard. Yeah,
he's lived everywhere. I'm trying to think of where he hasn't been.
I'd probably do a comedy like Anchorman or something like that, because that'd be like you could just stand in the corner like laughing at them doing all the stuff. But then I suppose it depends. I didn't really think this one through. Do I mean like you are one of the characters in it and you don't know it's a movie? Or
this is your question, love.
I know, yeah, I didn't think it through though. I thought, see, in my mind, I was just sort of hanging around in the background of the scene. I was just like, just there, like in the background. Whereas you two guys are in. You've knocked one of the characters out. You've took one of the characters out and you're replacing them. Which actually makes a bit more of it.
Do you want to be an actor? No, just a cameraman. That's it. Or a runner.
Not even that. Like an extra, just sitting in the background going.
I don't want to make any decisions. Sometimes I will run and get water.
No, I just want to be like. Eventually, in the movie, someone would go, "He's always here. Who is that?" He's everywhere, even when we're in bed together. It's really weird.
Do you love Anchorman? Are you a proper Anchorman fan?
I do like it a bit. Yeah. The first.
I love it so much. I got this.
Go on, tell it.
Oh,
nice. Ron Burgundy.
On my arm, that is Ron Burgundy. Right
that is nice.
And I even got his jazz flute.
Nice. Yeah, flute. See, now that would be good. If you were an Anchorman and you had that on your arm, well, that would be like
mega.
And you're always in the room with him. Ron Burgundy would have to. He'd go, "This is a bit strange. This guy's here. He's always here. He's got a tattoo of me on his arm." Why is security not?
Hey.
I don't say nothing.
Ron. Seeing it's Will. It's Will. No, I won't say it.
It's good this next bit.
Yeah.
That's a dedicated tattoo to get. I have to be honest. I'm maybe a bit biased, but I think Luke is one of the best comedians that we've got on the circuit at the moment. And to think that you are getting closer to one day meeting Will Ferrell, and he's going to see that tattoo and instantly judge you.
Well, my nan, I showed my gran, sorry, I was like, oh, she looked at my tattoo, and she said to it, because she's a northern lady, she went, "Oh, I used to love Magnum PI. Oh, you got it on your arm, have you? Oh, Magnum." I was like, "No, Gran, it's Ron Burgundy, mate. Fucking Magnum PI. Look at it, it's got Magnum PI." Yeah.
See, now that would be
it
weird.
It
looks yeah. But imagine, but there's better than
when you go to have it,
when he says, "Why have you got Magnum PI on your arm?"
I got tattoos on my other arm, and someone thought it was a cabbage. Like who would get cabbage on that? And he was being genuine. The old guy was like, "Oh, is that a cabbage?" "No, mate. I wouldn't have a casserole pack tattooed down my arm, would I?" I mean, like, as one, we're just a vegetable, but all together, we're stronger. So, I mean, I'm not going to have that, but it is a bit of a cabbage tattoo. I mean, that is very cabbage-like. Isn't it?
Flower. I get the tattoo. I like it.
Yeah, it was a rose. Yeah, thank you, Liam.
I got that.
I wish you'd been in there in the pub. You'd have backed me up and not had me thrown out.
It's over to your rolls, your hammers.
With the Ron Burgundy, if you wanted to get that covered up, you could just put some sunglasses on him and say it's Tom Selleck. So I mean, you've got options.
The only thing, what if, God forbid, one day, Will Ferrell misbehaves? This is when you start thinking about Tom Selleck.
Oh, great question.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't even think that. Like, what if he turns out to be like Jimmy Savile? And then it's
exactly.
Like,
he'd be like, Magnum PI. It's Magnum PI.
I'm going to attack what Will Ferrell's done and grow a beard and put glasses on him.
I've got a friend who, after Michael Jackson died, I'm going to try and change as many facts as possible so they don't know who I'm talking about them. But lyrics from Ben tattooed really prominently on their body after Michael Jackson died, and it was before Surviving Neverland came out. I'd always had my inclinations, and when they said, I was like, they obviously didn't.
Who's the comedian does a good joke about that? Is it, Andy Parsons.
Jimmy Carr sounds like Jimmy Carr.
No, Andy. I think it's Andy Parsons' joke. He goes. I'm not saying he was a paedophile, but if I was a paedophile, I would have a massive playground at my theme park in my back garden. I'm not saying any judgments, but if I was one, that's the first thing I built.
Totally what I do. That's the game he was playing. Nice.
Just happens to be.
I think Luke has answered the next question because he got a tattoo of it. But do you eat all of your vegetables, or are you a bunch of salad dodgers?
That's to remember. Eat your vegetables.
Yeah. I'm a massive cabbage fan.
Well, Caesar salad just here.
You've got a Caesar salad. Oh, tattoo. Yeah. Oh, chicken Caesar, not a traditional with the anchovies. Lovely. That's a lovely tattoo. I see what you did as well.
Are you, as grown-ups, and you've both got kids, so you have to lead by examples.
Yeah.
Do you eat your veg, or do your missus have to try and chop it into a chunky spaghetti bolognese to convince you that it's not there?
No, I love vegetables. I eat my veg. So yeah. I think my favourite is sugar snap peas, but I eat a lot of broccoli and carrots. And mushrooms. Some pretty. Yeah, I eat a lot.
Yeah, no, I am the same. Yeah, I'm more into them now than I used to be. It used to
How
be.
Serious is this conversation got now?
I don't know. Was that the question? I was waiting for a twist.
It's not. It's just when I was younger, I was so fucking precious. If there was a vegetable in it I didn't like, I wouldn't any of the meal until I'd picked every single vegetable out and put it in a little pile next to it. And I look back on myself and I think, why was I not hit more as a child?
What?
That's how you teach them.
Lucy, how old are you?
Dickhead. 39.
You're 39. So you're a similar age to me. So we went to school when teachers had just stopped hitting kids. And they were itching to hurt you. But you could just see it in their eyes. They just look at you going, 3 years previous, you'd have been right off this floor.
Just squeaked on
just taking off his rings. Like,
the big cane in the corner going, I can't
why
get rid
is
of
there so many dents in your blackboard rubber, sir? He's just like, would you like to know?
It was the 70s. It was allowed. We used to.
My brother is 5 years older than me, and my mum had to sign a slip that said, "I give permission to give corporal punishment to my child." You had to in towards the end, but my mum was still up for it. But yeah, Luke and I, we managed to skate past.
Yeah. Thing as well. Like my kids are naughty sometimes, but never have I thought I'm probably gonna have to hit them. Like it's like it doesn't even cross your mind. So to think a teacher would do it. Like, what have you written there, mate? Is that letter C? Is it? Looks more like a D. Now bend over, you little dickhead.
But see, if I was a teacher and you had the right to whack kids, you'd be tempted to do it just to make sure that they knew you would do it. Do you know what I mean? So you'd have to do it the first time. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise you're just going to threaten them with it. I'm going to beat you. But if you've never done it, they'll be like, "Oh no, you're not really." You know.
Yeah, but you change kids every year, so every year you just make an example of one kid.
First one came through the door.
Morning, sir. You're like, that's a little bit cocky.
Get up here. Go in me
Get yourself
first.
up, Webster. Short stuff, go in the bathroom, clean yourself up. Everybody, look at his face. Remember.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that Leon's a bit vicious.
Wait a minute. Who's off today? Is somebody off? We'll have to do this tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. Be on your toes, people.
On his teaching CV, it says teaching style. Orson Welles, really like to fuck someone up on the first day.
That's how you got to do it. Get it up.
That's prison rules, isn't it? First time you get present, knock out the biggest guy. You got some fat kid walking in your class, just like, oi, big stuff, come over here. How much do you weigh?
Although, if it was nowadays, or
I've never
put it on Facebook, just so they all knew. You only have to do it once now. Now it's modern. You can use technology. Do it once, put it up on Facebook. You batter the hell out of somebody. There you go. Done. Put that on your school website.
I had
day one.
Day one.
First day of a new school. Everyone's like, smart, smart, smart. You going on that. Smart, smart, smart.
Just want to open the sentence with this very clear statement. Oh, those little things. But I've never hit a kid. I just want to make that sure. I've never hit. But I was a teacher, and I was a teacher in Torquay. Now, if there's any bunch of little scropes that's going to push your fucking buttons, it's little fucking chads from Torquay. And there were a little gang, and if you're watching, I'm sure you've got TVs and they were horrible. The TQ crew, and they thought they could plagiarize school. They thought they had like a postcode war going on with people, and I made it very clear that you can't be a gangster if you're from the English Riviera. All right, just to get that out of the way, you can't be a gangster if you can see a yacht from your fucking window and a window display. And the horrible kids were chasing a kid down the hallway, and the kid ducked into my classroom for sanctuary. And just as one of the rough kids tried to run away, on rucksacks there's a handle on the top. I just grabbed the handle, and the kid carried on running, and then like road running, bounced.
This sounds like a tribunal. This sounds like what you said in the tribunal. And then all I did, honestly, all I did.
And I have clotheslined a kid again, where they chased all the victims in the class knew that they could come into my classroom for safety, and they were sort of running, going, "Miss, protect me!" Saw this kid running, and I just put my arm against the wall through the door like that, and they clotheslined themselves. I did not strike them; they hit me. Just to
Honestly, officer.
You know, when I was 15 in secondary school, I was dating a girl, and we fell out. And of course, I've got comebacks. That's what I do. And so she said something to me in class, so I just come back at her, and it was something, I can't remember what I said, but it was quite horrible. And she got really upset, and then she told my tutor, who was my rugby coach, and he was very fond of her because she was such a nice person, and she was. And what I said was bad. I can't remember what it was, but it was horrible. And so he pulled me into class. He was like, "Do you think you should speak to girls like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, but she said this." And he said, "I don't care. Do you think is it okay to speak to girls like that?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Look, I haven't got time to talk to you about it tonight. We'll have a chat at training tonight." And so I had rugby that evening. And so we turned up to rugby, and I was a bit nervous because of the way he was staring at me. He was a big guy. And then he just went, "Right, guys, last game we had, a lot of you were entering tackles, and you were clearly scared. You cannot do that. You're going to get injured. And rightly so, if you're getting tackled, run into that man and hit him with everything. Right, we're going to do a quick example. Luke, if you could just come out here for a moment, please." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And then he said, "I'm going to demonstrate to you on how to do a tackle, and you do not back down. You have to strike hard. Luke, run at me as if you've got the ball." And I was thinking, this is bad, right? So I'm running towards him, and he absolutely nailed me to the floor, like slammed me, and then was like, bang, my head hit the floor. And then he put his hand on my face when he got up and like squished my face into the ground and was like, "That's for being nasty to girls." And then just walked off. And I was like, ah! Like, he knocked all the wind out of me, properly hurt me. I'd come off the side of the pitch, and then after the game, after training, he actually apologised to me and said, "I'm really sorry. Like, you really angered me with what you said to her, and I just had to do it." But I tell you what, I've never been horrible to girls since.
I think the message is corporal punishment works.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? After all that,
I think we've come to the conclusion: big world small talk supports physical intervention in the classroom.
If you're horrible to girls, you should be spear tackled.
I did that. There was this one time. So I used to be a teacher as well, and then we had I was always teaching this class, and so I was teaching next door to someone else, and this teacher came out, and she didn't see me in the corridor. She shut the door to the classroom, and she went, and it was like effing and jeffing. And I went, tough day. She went, oh, I didn't think anybody was out here. She came out to swear at the kids and then go back in.
Brilliant.
Better than doing it in the classroom, I suppose.
It's really cathartic. I had one kid who accidentally called me mum, and he was one of the nastiest bullies in the school. And he said, oh, mum, can you? And I thought, I'm never leaving this down. And then I saw him bullying another kid later on, and I just walked up to him, and with the most psychopathic sort of look in my eye, I whispered in his ear, stop this, or I'll tell all your friends you called me mum, and I'll call you my little boy in every lesson.
That's super creepy. That is super creepy.
Like really creepy, like lowered the voice a couple of residences, like,
you be naughty again, I'll breastfeed you in front of the whole class. You little bastard.
And that young man went on to kill 7 victims.
Just caressing them.
You'll know him as the Talkie Ripper. But to me, he was young Rob.
Jesus Christ.
I like to see all the boys out in Plymouth, in Torquay Harbour. You know, all my students that I've drowned. Sorry, too dark. Bringing it back. Right, Leon, get your delightful little pink bag of questions out and quickly change it. I mean, I didn't think have you eaten your vegetables would get so violent.
Yeah, what's it?
I think this one might be for you, Lucy.
I love this game.
This one might be for you, Lucy. Have you ever been involved in disciplinary action while you were a teacher? I don't want to get that's not that question. If you could ban one type of celebrity, what kind of celebrity would you ban? So you know, there's different kinds of celebrities. Who would you ban? What type?
Piers Morgan.
Go
on, Luke, you go first. You had one.
Without a doubt.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah, I hate it.
Oh, I meant. Well, yeah, I suppose I meant types, but yeah, I suppose is he a type of celebrity? He just is. He just is.
Category of celebrity. He is a vile vermin of a man who bullies people in the media, who doesn't let people have their say on that shit TV program, and now that woman's following him in his footsteps, and he is so poisonous. I'm not a horrible person, but I would happily see someone just ram him into a load of wasp nests and just watch him dance and cry with the wasps. I fucking hate him. He's vile. I would love to ban him. If I became Prime Minister, the first thing I would do is say, yeah, I will sort out the economic problems. But first, Piers Morgan, you absolute piece of shit. You're banned. I make TV programs, piss off.
I love it. I love the way that as a type of celebrity, so him or anybody who became like him is continually banned. So even if he was killed, if somebody replaced him, they would be banned as well. I like that.
Yeah. It would be called the Piers Morgan effect. And I'll just have banned everywhere. I'll be like, sorry, what you like when people ask you questions, and then if he goes into a rant, I go, you're gone, mate. You're gone, Piers.
Out.
Such a Devon insult. I'm going to put you in a bunch of wasps and watch you dance.
You fuck me again, Piers. I'll put a load of caterpillars in your garden, mate, and they're fucking have all your caterpillars, yeah? And we see who's a big man then. We'll have the fucking lot, mate. You put in your slug pellets now, and I'll just hoover them right back up. You'll have slugs fucking everywhere.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you for a day to South fucking Honey Farm. Yeah.
We don't win the football, are we? Sorry.
But he's become that snake eating its own tail, because being an editor of a paper where they despised and mocked and bullied celebrities to now where he is at celebrity status, where one tweet can get all the newspapers. But we've completely ignored all the phone hacking, what they did to Charlotte Church. It's like because he has people on his sofa going, I used to be bulimic, or my dad hit me, and all that stuff. Really breaks people down until they cry their eyes out on that chair. Everyone just looks past the fact that he was a massive prick.
Well, do you know what? It's because he is this well-spoken, like, posh boy. If he was Barry from Cardiff, who like drove taxis and went bang racing on Sundays, so I mean, like, I tell you what, like all rough and stuff, bullying someone. All right, I identify as a penguin. They'd be like, get Barry off TV, horrible bastard. Yeah, no one likes Barry. Look at him, he's bang racing. But because he's middle class, because he's upper class, they're just like, oh well, he said it with a nice accent, so surely it's okay, isn't it? Isn't it okay if you say it in a posh voice? I don't think it is, Piers.
I don't know. I'm quite. You know that you've pitched Barry to me. I quite like to watch Barry's show. Life advice with Barry. Get on the sofa with Barry. I'll tell you all this.
Had problems with your neighbours, have you? Have you tried killing their dogs?
They'll buy new ones. They'll buy new ones.
You haven't tried hard enough, have you? Go around, fly to the garage, right? Put some on, whatever. Do some welding out on the lawn.
You've got to work your way up these things, though.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no need for escalation. Just go in hard anyway.
Sometimes do it all in the one night to get the message.
I'm asking for sugar. Prison rules. Knock him out. Buy your own fucking sugar, mate.
I'll do it for you. Give us 20 quid. I would actually. That would
so I'll answer. What type of celebrity do I hate?
Maybe we should all just say just get it confirmed.
This should just be called an avenue of tangents. Everyone's like, where are you coming from? For me, the celebrities I don't like, it's because I don't watch those like Love Island and Sex on the Beach or Tour, all those sort of. It's where you bring up the papers and it's like, I don't know, like Lisa Smith is on holiday, and I'm like, I don't know who they are. And there's like a picture of them, like, you know, doing the duck face and the contorted to make them look in like the right angle, photoshopped the fuck out of. And I'm like, I don't know who you are or what you've done. And it's like, oh, they're the girlfriend of somebody that was on a reality show. It's like it's so intersperses out. Like, you've only got to sort of stood next to someone now, you can get 1,000 people on Instagram, which therefore means that you can have these pictures in papers. And I'm just like, it makes me feel like 1,000,000 years old because I don't know who the fuck these people are.
I love Love Island.
You know it's coming to Devon, don't you? The next Love Island is coming to Devon or Cornwall.
That'd be so good.
Oh, the fight.
The puffy on Lundy Island won't be liking that.
I would love it if they did. And what they did was, instead of having Ian Sterling, the Scottish lad, they got someone who was Cornish or Devon to do the narrating. And they'd be like, fucking hell, look, she's got her bats right out. She has. We dress like that in my house, I'm telling you. Anyway, she's getting it on with Ricky there. He's a young lad. He's got a good future ahead of him. He's got carpentry under his belt. He doesn't need to do the show, but he's in it because he wants to find love. And she's a good girl, you know. She's got a good career ahead of her. I like what she's doing. Next up, they're getting in the swimming pool. And I ain't watching it because they're trying to get it on with each other. And I think it's disgusting. It's disgusting. If I was going to turn the program off, but, you know, my job's to narrate it and I will do the best I can. But that would be so good. I would love it.
That's what they should. I'd love to have somebody really judgmental. Anybody just really judgmental watching it going, oh, this is fucking awful, this. And they're I've seen this next bit. They just talk for 5 minutes about crap. Nothing happens. But, you know, watch it. Here you go. And in a bit, they're going to have some food.
He had a mate argument with me. Same again tonight. Carry on. Carry on. Give me something to talk about here, guys.
Nothing much happens tonight, but you know we've got to fill the airtime. So, but if you want to miss this one, you can probably catch up next week. It'll get better. It'll get better.
Have you all seen that Come Dine With Me? Is that where four people cook for each other, the dinner party things? The narrator on that's the guy. That's the guy that should narrate Love Island. 'Cause he's like, oh, that meal's shit. They look like they've embarrassed themselves. So-and-so's just been sick in their bed. And he's the most aggressive, like, she's just made a mistake, quite frankly. It looks like the cat's just puked it up. On to the next show.
You know what? I used to love watching Come Dine With Me. And this is going to sound, I don't know if this is weird, but I used to love watching it. And then they did like a series of Come Dine With Me where he actually featured. Like you saw the guy that was the narrator. And the minute I linked his head with that voice, it ruined it, and I've never watched it since.
No, that doesn't work, does it?
It's weird.
No, he's voice by the way.
It was weird. It's like seeing the guy who does the X Factor. I wouldn't be able to watch it again if I saw what he looked like, but I just won't do it.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I get quite annoyed on I listen to the Archers, and we're on forums for the Archers, and people post pictures of the actual actors, and I can't see them because in my head I know exactly what they all look like. And like you'll get blocked from the forum if you post pictures of these Archers characters, like putting the picture in comments and putting like spoiler alert in the thread, like spoiler Brian Aldridge comments. It's not the way you mean. But Leon, who's the celebrity that you hate? So we've got peers, we've got people I don't know.
Unnamed. See, I don't like the social the social influence and all them business who don't really do anything. But the real ones I really hate are especially the ones. There's two type really. The ones that have been to drama school and just seem to be in everywhere and are basically clones of each other. And also if they've got a famous parent and like so when you see them, you go, I wonder how they got on TV. And then you do a little Google search and it was, and their mum was X celebrity. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And you think, I wonder how they got a TV show. And it's like, and they went to this school with their mate who is the head of BBC. And the parent was this famous celebrity. And you're like, oh, yeah. And it's just jealousy. Because you can say, people go, oh, you're just jealous. Yes, it's just jealousy because I haven't got famous parents and I didn't go to drama school. So, yeah, it's just jealousy. And it annoys me, especially when you get short.
I used to work in a factory and I used to hate it when like a supervisor's son would get a job, decent one over you. Same thing, mate. Just different world.
And you're like, I'm just jealous. That's just fine. Say you're jealous. It's what it is. The shortcuts annoy me.
Same in the festival industries. You're like, oh, please meet Cheska. She's going to be your boss. She's got no experience. She's only doing 2 hours shift for the entire time and she's being paid $3,000. Her dad is the CEO. Fuck you, Cheska.
We all know a Jessica.
Although Robert Glenister, if you're watching, I think just because your dad was famous and your brother's famous doesn't mean you can smash it past Ian.
The other one,
phrase there, smash the past. Absolutely love it.
The other one though,
that's my crush.
You love that. The other thing that gets me is when they because they all went to Cambridge and Oxford or both, and they all like when you see on the panel show, like at least half or more than half will have all gone to Cambridge or Oxford, and then they'll all need to know each other from uni, and that would freak me the hell out. Imagine every job you went to, you knew half the people that were there already or more. It would be like I've only met one person from school out and about, not with meeting the job for them, and that like freaked me out. If it happened every day, I'd be like, wow, but you were at my uni as well, and you were at my uni, and you were at my uni, and you were at my uni, and you were the year above, and you were the year below, and it'd be like, this is weird. That would weird me out. That would really weird me out.
I can't wait to see Leon in the bar at Edinburgh talking to the Footlights boys.
Yeah. You went to Cambridge, and you went to Cambridge, and this is freaky, and you're all here together. That is amazing. Because I love
your show
a bit. Yeah. But I've seen this a bit because I went at one point. I was going to join the army and be like an officer, So I went up. So I was like some working class kid from Liverpool, turned up there, and nearly all the officers were all from these posh schools, and they all knew each other, and they all knew what to do. So I'm going, so what do we do now? They go, oh, you do this test. And I go, how do you do the test? You go, here's the instructions. And they go, you're not going to read it? Oh, no, we've been preparing this for the last 6 months. And I go, oh, right, okay. And then they were all, and it's like, oh.
So were you in the army?
No, I was going to join, and then they put me off. Because they're all a bunch of hooray Henrys. And I thought, no, this is not for me, chaps. So I gave up on that one.
I was going to join the RAF.
You have to get up there early.
I have to do that now. We're going to one last comment from Hugh, or as Sarah Bridgman likes to call him, Huge. She really can't get over the fact it's Hugh Janus. She goes, "Oh, Huge has been on." So any celeb that brings out a fit DVD, he's fucking fat again to flog the same DVD the following year. I hear, sister. I hear you. Where's the commitment? Where's the authenticity? Eh? Yeah. Because Luke has been on the show, we already know that he's answered the magic carpet or the flying horse question. So luckily, we do have a question. Were you going to say something, Liam, before I bring it up?
No, I was going to say about the videos. The videos where they do the video cycle of so they get fat, and then they say, "I've never been happier now that I'm fat." Then they lose all the weight, and they go, "I've never been happier now I've lost all the weight." Then they get fat again. They go, "I've never been happier now that I've gained all the weight." They lose the weight. They go, "I've never been happier that I've lost all the weight." And it's like, although I'm very jealous and judge it, I would definitely jump on that. That sounds to me like a great easy. You could keep everything from the last time you either lost or gained weight.
They don't do the video when they're fat. The video when they're thin. So they have a picture taken like poor lighting. Oh, I used to eat loads of carbs, and then they have an intensive workout with a physical trainer that's probably ex-military for 3 weeks while somebody cooks them like measured and healthy foods. And then they go, yeah, I did it by half an hour of calisthenics every day. Look, you too can do it. And you're like,
and then they try and give you that thing to go, and this is celery. Do you know that celery is healthy? And everyone at home's going, is it? Fucking hell. You've unlocked the secret. This is a cabbage.
Down. I found the truth.
Fruit is healthy. Write that down. Write it down. Now, this is a plate of chips.
Got to give the last question to our guest, Leo, because we can't keep him all night because I've got to get another one of the drivers I'm working with is watching as well. He should be asleep. Oh. So the last question of the night is the special guest question. Now, we've already asked Luke, would he like a magic carpet or a flying horse? So the next question for our guests to answer, and we had to change it because somebody obviously picked a bloody hole in it, first of all. So would you rather be able to read minds from people or talk with animals? We did have talk to animals, but somebody pointed out anyone could talk to animals, but animals don't talk back. So that's a very particular change the question. So Luke, for the last question of the show, what's it going to be, love?
I'm not very good at criticism, so reading people's minds would just fuck me off. But being able to talk to animals, what a gift. You could have a shit hot circus. And obviously I would do it for the caring of the animals and stuff, like, like love them and whatever. But I'd be like, you ever seen a badger go for a swim, jump for a fire hoop and play with a ball? Watch this. This circus is going to blow your mind, mate. I've got foxes getting ridden by shrews. It's magic. I would have the most amazing show. And then I'd do like celebrity things like, my dog's really vicious. And I'd go round to like Peter Andre's house and be like, all right, I'll calm the chihuahua down, mate. And then I'll just talk to it and be like, come on now, be nice to Peter Andre. And then he'd be like, here's £1 million. Oh, lovely. But I wouldn't want to hear anyone reading minds. That's one thing, because you can walk up to someone and be like, all right, mate. And they'd be like, come on, Luke's put on weight. And I'd be like, you motherfucker. Like seeing my nan everywhere I go. You've been eating a lot again, haven't you, lad? So yeah.
But don't the animals talk back to you? Don't, like, if you're running this zoo, don't the animals like talking back to you and complaining, going,
Well, so I run a good zoo. I don't like the way you think I manage things, Leon.
you might get a really fussy lion who's like, well, I don't like the food you've been giving us. What's this? I don't want that. I prefer onions and gravy.
People are like, why are you feeding pizza to the llamas? That's disgusting.
That's what he asked for.
Trust me, the llamas want it. All right, trust me, Daddy here. Llama's got his own account with Domino's. He knows what he's doing.
The llama's got an iPad. The llama wants to look at llama porn. There it goes. You're not going to get this anywhere else.
Luke has managed to make pandas breed again. How did he do it? This porn mate. He wasn't turned on by the female panda. I introduced a little bit of koala porn, and he's going crazy for it. Right? All I do, a little bit of koala porn, and he's right on with that panda there. In fact, I've made a koala panda. It's a new breed, and it climbs trees, but the trees do bend because he's heavy. But now I'm like, here he comes, and I bring out my koala pandas, and it's just amazing. I can make my own breed of animals. Just every way, I just talk them into it. Rabbit, sell them as guinea pigs.
You ever talk them into it? You ever tried a koala? I'd imagine if it's a female.
Do you like the smell of eucalyptus? Yeah, they eat it. Have a go.
Although I suppose the hard sell would be the female koala when you're saying, "Listen, I know he looks big, but he's not.
It's just weight. He's the same size as the panda.
He's gentle, so gentle. Trust me."
That's it. Yeah, I took be a great vet.
Completely with you. I like. It took a few animals for you to start bringing in exotic animals. There was no like Siberian tigers or sort of like albino giraffes. We started off with a badger, a shrew on the back of a fox. Well, and then finally you did go up the moat a little bit. You went to the llama. You didn't even have an alpaca.
Well, I started with fox and badger because I'm a kid in the 80s. Massive fan of Animals of Farming Wood. I've still got a strong bond with that show. Fox, Badger, Toady, Kestrel, all of them. And so
you could recreate it.
It still hurts. The pheasants died in that show for me. But shouldn't have flown in front of the farmer, should they? You all know that story ends. So.
Right. I don't know what the instinct. I mean, Mike, it's such a Craig David thing. You said Kestrel. I instantly went Kes. I didn't tell you what I was doing, and B, I have a Kestrel for my wrist, so just for me. It's just like I was just where's my imaginary Kestrel gone? I completely understand you, that man. You just you could send them in as little spies. You could just be like, hey, blue tick, come and have a look. Right, go over there. Tell me what the fuck to do. Because you don't want to read minds, but you could have animals as your little spies. Tell me what they're fucking saying now.
The biggest one for me would be winning all of the shows. Devon County Show, the Crufts, with every dog type. And they'd be like, how does he do it? How is he bred 20 types of dog and won every single category? He's walking away with thousands here. Prize bulls, like in the show. And just because I've told him, look, mate, have a workout, they're going to judge you on your muscles, right? Have some veg. I'll get you some steroids on the slide from Ricky, who runs the gym down the road, right? And my bullet will be like,
what's it? Because
I'll show him some of my cows that are properly hot, like a Jersey. I'll get myself a Jersey cow. But you haven't seen one before, have you, mate? You've been used to the normal Devon Reds. I've got a Jersey one here. So,
I thought you were going to nub all the rest of the dogs, get the dogs to take a dive. Dog's going down. Oh, that dog's going for a bit.
Yeah.
Just run off now. Run. I'm phoning it for you.
We do have a lot of international viewers because we have so many national guests on, and we've picked up fans and friends and guests from all over the world. And we had a lot of trouble last year with Leon and I not knowing that in America a cracker joke meant completely different things. So when Leon is saying that he's going to nobble the dogs, it just means he's going to cheat at an event.
No, it doesn't. Look, he got me all excited with the panda and the koala board. It's not coming out my own head. I'm just joining it.
That dog into doing something for me, could you, Luke? Leon, no, mate. All right.
It's chopping it for you. Two chopping it for you. Everyone's doing it. Have you tried it?
This is the problem we have, Luke, on. night, but we could all just talk to each other all night. Please, please, please go on lukeandrati.com. You will find all the links to his socials. It's a quicker way of getting all the information about him. You are one of our favourite guests, and thank you so much for coming on, being very gracious. Being in the UK is not too bad. It's not the worst time of the week, but because we had somebody once from Sweden wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Poor fucker. No thanks. But we're trying to make the world big. But at the moment, I think we're only covering about 300 square miles. So thank you very much for being a guest on this show. And I hope that we will see you again very, very soon. So a big thank you to Luke Honnoraty, a big thank you to Leon Bukowski, and a big thank you to everybody watching from me, Lucy Orchard. We've been Big World Small Talk. Please follow us on Twitter, Big World Comedy, or find us on Facebook, which is Big World Small Talk. The clue's in the fucking name. But thank you very much, everyone. Please give the video a like and a share, and see you next week.
Bye, 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 bye. Bye.
Bye.